A condenser of refrigeration system rejects heat at the rate of 120 kilowatts while its compressor consumes a power of 30 kilowatts. The coefficient of performance of the system will be A14, B13, C3, D4. The correct answer is 4. A refrigerant with the highest critical pressure is AR11, BR12, CR22, D. Ammonia. The correct answer is ammonia. In a shell and tube heat exchanger, baffles are provided on the shell side to A. Improve heat transfer, B. Provide support for tubes, C. Prevent stagnation of shell side fluid, D. All of these. The correct answer is all of these. The average value of thermal conductivity for water at 20 C saturate is about 0.51. A. True, B. False, C, D. The correct answer is true. In aqua-ammonia absorption refrigeration system, incomplete rectification leads to accumulation of water in A. Condenser, B. Evaporator, C. Absorber, D. None of these. The correct answer is condenser. The boiling point of ammonia is A. 10.5 C, B. 30 C, C. 33.3 C, D. 77.7 C. The correct answer is 33.3 C. The refrigerant used for absorption refrigerators working on heat from solar collectors is a mixture of water and A. Carbon dioxide, B. Sulfur dioxide, C. Lithium bromide, D. R12. The correct answer is lithium bromide. In a black body, all radiations are rejected. A. True, B. False, C, D. The correct answer is false. Most air-cooled condensers are designed to operate with a temperature difference of A. 5 C, B. 8 C, C. 14 C, D. 22 C. The correct answer is 14 C. In a reversed Brayton cycle, the heat is absorbed by the air during A. Isentropic compression process, B. Constant pressure cooling process, C. Isentropic expansion process, D. Constant pressure expansion process. The correct answer is constant pressure expansion process. Wet bulb temperature is the temperature of air recorded by a thermometer when A. It is not affected by the moisture present in the air, B. Its bulb is surrounded by a wet cloth exposed to the air, C. The moisture present in it begins to condense, D. None of the above. The correct answer is its bulb is surrounded by a wet cloth exposed to the air. A device used for transferring heat from one fluid to another is called heat exchanger. A. True, B. False, C, D. The correct answer is true. The coefficient of performance (C.O.P.) of a refrigerator working as a heat pump is given by A. C.O.P. P. C.O.P. R2, B. C.O.P. P. C.O.P. R1, C. C.O.P. P. C.O.P. R1, D. C.O.P. P. C.O.P. R. The correct answer is C.O.P. P. C.O.P. R1. The temperature below which a gas is always liquefied is known as critical temperature. A. Correct, B. Incorrect, C, D. The correct answer is incorrect. A Bell Coleman refrigerator working on dense air system as compared to open air system for the same range of temperature results in higher coefficient of performance. A. Agree, B. Disagree, C, D. The correct answer is agree. The ratio of surface convection resistance to the internal conduction resistance is known as A. Kirchhoff number, B. Biot number, C. Stanton number, D. Prandtl number. The correct answer is Biot number. Kirchhoff's law states that the total radiation from a black body per second per unit area is directly proportional to the fourth power of the absolute temperature. B. The wavelength corresponding to the maximum energy is proportional to the absolute temperature. C. The ratio of the emissive power and absorptive power of all bodies is the same and is equal to the emissive power of a perfectly black body. D. None of the above. The correct answer is the ratio of the emissive power and absorptive power of all bodies is the same and is equal to the emissive power of a perfectly black body. Dew point temperature is the temperature of air recorded by a thermometer when the moisture present in it begins to condense. A. Correct. B. Incorrect. C. D. The correct answer is correct. The expression is used for calculating A. Relative humidity, B. Humidity ratio, C. Degree of saturation, D. Pressure of water vapor. The correct answer is humidity ratio. The critical thickness of insulation for a sphere is A. KH0, B. 2KH0, C. H0K, D. H02K. The correct answer is 2KH0. The difference between dry bulb temperature and dew point temperature is called A. Dry bulb depression, B. Wet bulb depression, C. Dew point depression, D. Degree of saturation. The correct answer is dew point depression. Logarithmic mean temperature difference is the same as the arithmetic mean temperature difference. A. Agree, B. Disagree, C. D. The correct answer is disagree. Film coefficient is defined as the ratio of A. Thermal conductivity to the equivalent thickness of the film of fluid, B. Temperature drop through the films of fluids to the thickness of film of fluids, C. Thickness of film of fluid to the thermal conductivity, D. Thickness of film of fluid to the temperature drop through the films of fluids. The correct answer is thermal conductivity to the equivalent thickness of the film of fluid. Planck's law holds good for all colored bodies. A. True, B. False, C. D. The correct answer is true. In mechanical refrigeration system, the refrigerant has the maximum temperature A. in evaporator, B. before expansion valve, C. between compressor and condenser, D. between condenser and evaporator. The correct answer is between compressor and condenser. The capacity of a domestic refrigerator is in the range of A. 0.1 to 0.3 tr, B. 1 to 3 tr, C. 3 to 5 tr, D. 5 to 7 tr. The correct answer is 0.1 to 0.3 tr. The condition of refrigerant after passing through the condenser in a vapor compression system is A. Saturated liquid, B. Wet vapor, C. Dry saturated vapor, D. Superheated vapor. The correct answer is saturated liquid. The leakage in a refrigeration system using freon is detected by A. halide torch, B. sulfur sticks, C. soap and water, D. all of these. The correct answer is halide torch. If the condenser temperature is kept constant, the coefficient of performance of a refrigeration cycle increases with the increase in evaporator temperature. A. Yes, B. No, C. D. The correct answer is yes. The process of heat transfer from one particle of the fluid to another by the actual movement of the fluid particles caused by some mechanical means is known as A. Conduction, B. Free convection, C. Forced convection, D. Radiation. The correct answer is forced convection. When is absorptivity is reflectivity and is transmittivity then for a diatherminous body? A 1 0 and 0. B 0 1 and 0. C 0 0 and 1. D 1 and 0. The correct answer is 1 and 0. When there is an addition of water vapor to the air of enclosed space, a gain in is said to occur. A. Sensible heat. B. Latent heat. C. D. The correct answer is latent heat. The relative humidity as air gets drier. A. Increases. B. Decreases. C. D. The correct answer is increases. The central air conditioning system has overall efficiency as compared to individual systems. A. Same. B. Lower. C. Higher. D. The correct answer is higher. The ratio of the emissive power and absorptive power of all bodies is the same and is equal to the emissive power of a perfectly black body. This statement is known as A. Wien's law. B. Stefan's law. C. Kirchhoff's law. D. Plancks' law. The correct answer is Kirchhoff's law. An ordinary passenger aircraft requires a cooling system of capacity A. 2 Tr. B. 4 Tr. C. 8 Tr. D. 10 Tr. The correct answer is 8 Tr. In air conditioning of aeroplanes using air as a refrigerant, the cycle used is A. Reversed Carnot cycle. B. Reversed Joule cycle. C. Reversed Brayton cycle. D. Reversed Otto cycle. The correct answer is reversed Brayton cycle. The thermal diffusivity for solids is generally less than those for liquids and gases. A. True. B. False. C. D. The correct answer is false. Conduction is the process of heat transfer from one particle of the body to another by the actual motion of the heated particles. A. True. B. False. C. D. The correct answer is false. Moisture should be removed from refrigerants to avoid A. Freezing at the expansion valve. B. Restriction to refrigerant flow. C. Corrosion of steel plates. D. All of these. The correct answer is all of these. Which of the following statement is wrong? A. The value of C.O.P is always greater than 1. B. In a vapour compression system, the condition of refrigerant before entering the compressor is dry saturated vapor. C. The space between the saturated liquid line and saturated vapor line in a pressure enthalpy chart is wet vapor region. D. None of the above. The correct answer is none of the above. During humidification process, dry bulb temperature A. remains constant. B. increases. C. decreases. D. The correct answer is remains constant. Fourier's law of heat conduction gives the heat flow for A. irregular surfaces. B. non-uniform temperature surfaces. C. one-dimensional cases only. D. two-dimensional cases only. The correct answer is one-dimensional cases only. The product of Reynolds number and Prandtl number is known as A. Stanton number. B. Biot number. C. Peclet number. D. Grasshopper number. The correct answer is Peclet number. Carbon dioxide is A. colorless. B. odorless. C. non-flammable. D. all of these. The correct answer is all of these. The reduced ambient air cooling system has A. one cooling turbine and one heat exchanger. B. one cooling turbine and two heat exchangers. C. two cooling turbines and one heat exchanger. D. two cooling turbines and two heat exchangers. The correct answer is two cooling turbines and one heat exchanger. The heat of sun reaches to us according to A. Conduction, B. Convection, C. Radiation, D. None of these. The correct answer is radiation. The specific humidity during humidification process. A. Remains constant, B. Increases, C. Decreases, D. The correct answer is increases.